It's another stormy evening for parts of central and eastern Kentucky. I'm tracking the isolated severe threat just ahead.
Next week, when I know everything all my bill due, I got no way of paying them. And now I don't know what to do.
Clients of a Floyd County attorney are learning their disability payments have been suspended. Tonight we talked to one man who says he was a victim of fraud.
If you plan on coming out to the Daniel Boone National Forest, you're asked to take extra precautions with your food to avoid an encounter with the bear.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Good evening. More rounds of thunderstorms are pounding the bluegrass tonight, and those storms are bringing heavy rain, wind, and some lightning.
That's why we've declared a First Alert Severe Weather Day here at WKYT.
Hey guys, it's a low-end severe weather threat that we're tracking across the Commonwealth as of now. Some noisy thunderstorms out there and a whole lot of rain coming from the skies into the Lexington metro. This is a line of thunderstorms that has weakened a little bit from what it started out with around the Louisville area with some wind damage, some large hail reports. Leading edge of the initial line is now toward the Moorhead area, beginning to kind of outrun the rest of the round that is gathering steam back to the west. So we're seeing that across the Lexington metro. Showers, thunderstorms east side of Bath County, east of Owensville, right on top of the Bath-Montgomery County line. Folks around Frenchburg into Menifee County up toward the Cave Run Lake area. Now beginning to pick up on some gusty winds, some heavy rain, little thunder and lightning. Breaking the action across the Winchester area and the northern parts of the Madison County area, though. Look what's happening again in Lexington. We're trying to get in a lot of those regional baseball, softball tournaments. We're going to have a hard time doing that this evening. Rain is pushing back in, and it is increasing. Where you see the yellows, where you see the oranges, that's some very heavy rain. We've even got a little thunder and lightning in there. That could drop another half-inch of water across Lexington over the next hour to 2 hours. Richmond down to Berea, showers, thunderstorms beginning to pick back up. That increases back toward the southwest, toward the Lake Cumberland area. Just ahead of that, our weather watcher Jordan Smith from Mount Vernon, 80 degrees, and he's looking toward the west, seeing that threatening sky that is moving in to the Rockcastle County area. Guys, we'll come back in a little bit and tell you about additional rounds of showers and storms. That's in less than 15 minutes.
Thank you, Chris. He says he was just trying to do his job. A Southern Kentucky security officer ended up in the hospital after he says a man assaulted him inside a courthouse.
The sheriff's office in Whitley County says Richie Don attacked the officer after a court hearing this morning, and we have video of it. Phil Pendleton is talking to that officer about what happened. It's our top story at 6.
An incident in an upstairs courtroom caught the attention of Chief Security Officer Tom Hurst.
Heard a commotion down there. The garbage cans were still rolling around. Looked like they'd been thrown up against the wall.
Hurst says he saw that on the courthouse video feed. He says Richie Don was upset over something that happened with his case. And he says Don took the anger with him as he tried to leave the building.
And I stopped him and give him verbal commands to stop and talk to me. He wouldn't stop, said some superlatives, and said he wasn't going to stop.
Hurst says he put his arm out, and that's when the two are seen scuffling in this video.
He took the wand, the scanning wand at the desk, and swiped 3 times behind him, striking me in the head, and the blood began to spill into my eyes.
We wanted to get Richie Don's side of the story, and we called, and we were told that he did agree to give us an interview, but when we showed up, we were told that he had changed his mind. It's not exactly clear what happened in the courtroom. Hurst says that Don was very polite with the judge, but once outside, something set him off.
I didn't know at the time. The only thing that I was getting out of him is that he had got robbed. He had everything took away from him. He wasn't making clear sense to me.
Don is now charged with disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and assault. In Whitley County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Hurst says he was treated at the scene and was on his way to the hospital to receive more care when we talked to him.
We're tracking a developing story out of Lee County. Crews say traffic is backed up in part of the eastern Kentucky County because of a school bus crash. It happened near the intersection of Kentucky 582 and Blaines Bridge Road near Beattyville. Crews do not know how long the road will be closed, but are asking drivers to take alternate routes. The superintendent tells us one student went to the hospital to get checked out, but no other injuries are reported. 2 years ago, the accusations stunned lawmakers on Capitol Hill. Now, hundreds of Kentuckians receiving disability are finding out their payments are about to be frozen. The reason? Their attorney is suspected of fraud. WKYT investigative reporter Miranda Combs first started looking into this story in 2013. Miranda?
Yeah, Jennifer, Floyd County Attorney Eric C. Kahn became the go-to guy in eastern Kentucky. He built up one of the largest and most lucrative disability practices in the country. Congressional leaders investigated, and now his former clients are getting some tough news.
Next week, when I know everything my automobile do, I got no way to pay them.
Russell Gibson served 14 years in the military. After being medically discharged, he went home to eastern Kentucky to work the coal mines. Then more health concerns prompted him to reach out to attorney Eric C. Kahn after seeing his commercials on TV. Kahn helped Gibson, but later Kahn would be accused of scheming with a judge to navigate around rules and score undeserving disability benefits.
I don't know what they were doing, but in my case, I am disabled.
Now Gibson's disability payments are suspended. His part of the fallout from a 2013 congressional investigation. At the height of his success, Kahn employed nearly 40 people. In 2010, he raked in $3.9 million in legal fees from the federal government, making him the third highest paid disability lawyer. His own former staff testified against him and the judge he was accused of colluding with. They said Kahn used the same doctors to ensure his clients scored disability payments.
He referred to those as whore doctors.
But when Kahn himself was called to testify, he didn't.
I respectfully assert my constitutional right not to testify here today, sir.
And right now, members of the Floyd County Bar Association are meeting to discuss whether they can help all those being impacted. Kentucky has the 4th highest percentage of people on disability in the country. On WKYT.com, you can see an interactive map that details each county in the state and the number of people on disability. Miranda Combs, WKYT.
Kahn's attorney told our partners at the Herald Leader an investigation concluded without any finding of fraud or other misconduct.
A woman accused of stealing thousands of dollars worth of items from the Madison County Emergency Management Agency was in court today. Tamara Phelps faces 60 forgery charges. County officials say the former CSEP bookkeeper may have stolen as much as $340,000. State police say she forged the director's signature to buy electronic devices, residential items, and auto repairs. Phelps' attorney is asking people to keep an open mind about the case.
What I would caution folks to do is not rush to judgment in any case, especially a criminal case. It is very early in the process, and there's a lot to be done.
Not long after Phelps was arrested, the EMA director, Carl Richards, resigned. The Madison County Fiscal Court is now searching for a new director.
Police are asking for help solving a series of crimes in Lexington, Louisville, and southern Indiana. Lexington police say the women in this surveillance video went into several Victoria's Secret stores carrying large bags. They then loaded thousands of dollars worth of items into the bags before leaving. Police are asking anyone with any information to call them.
A recanvass of Kentucky's primary election results will begin tomorrow morning. A competitive Republican primary yielded 2 requests by candidates in the governor's race and for agriculture commissioner. Secretary of State Allison Lundergan Grimes will review voting machines and absentee ballots in all 120 Kentucky counties. Matt Bevin leads James Comer by just 83 votes for the Republican nomination for governor that was too close to call on election night. Comer has not conceded and asked for a review the next day. We have a traffic alert for you tonight. Police are now ticketing drivers who make a left turn onto Wellington Way near Clays Mill Road.
Because of all the construction, left turns are prohibited, but police say many drivers aren't following the rule. WKYT's Garrett Weimer is in Lexington with details.
With all the construction going on here on Clays Mill Road, drivers are no longer allowed to turn left here onto Wellington Way. But people still do it. So now officers are out here writing tickets for folks who do. A sign here clearly shows those left turns aren't allowed. But in the short time we've been out here, I've seen lots of cars, even a Fayette County school bus, turn left onto Wellington. But those who do it were met by police officers just waiting for them to come on through. Police say left turns in the area here can cause traffic backups that aren't only frustrating but dangerous.
It's no secret now that there's some issues with the road due to the construction and the volume of traffic. So number one, you can either take another route, or two, simply obey what traffic measures have been put in place to keep everybody safe.
Sergeant Richmond says going forward, they'll have officers out here during the morning and evening rush hours. He says a ticket here could cost you about $160 plus points on your license. In Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Police recommend drivers who need to turn left use Stone Road or Keithshire Way instead of Wellington Way.
The warmer temperatures mean camping season is here, but a warning tonight from park rangers. They want to make sure that visitors stay safe and don't attract any unwanted guests at their campsites. Our Sam Smith is in McCreary County talking to rangers about what to do if you come in contact with a bear.
You know, encounters can occur at any time.
To avoid an encounter with a bear, there are steps you can take. Those steps are part of the forest's food storage order.
Objective is to try to make sure that bears do not come to associate an easy meal with people.
Food must be stored inside a hardtop vehicle or bear-resistant container when not cooking or eating. If you don't have those things, food or garbage should be suspended at least 10 feet from the ground and 4 feet from any trees.
You know, bears are in the area. This is their home, and they need to take just a few simple precautions and follow some basic rules to make sure that they have a safe and enjoyable experience while using the national forest.
Bears become much more active in June. It's their breeding season and are more likely to come across a campsite or picnic. While there seems to be more sightings here in McCreary County, rangers want to remind everyone to comply with the food storage order throughout the forest all year long.
You know, that's good for people and it's good for the bears that everybody can get along and enjoy the national forest.
In McCreary County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
Park rangers say it is against the law to feed bears.
It's a day to celebrate for these Lexington Elementary School students. Still to come on WKYT News at 6. Find out why they're celebrating.
Showers and thunderstorms marching across parts of central and eastern Kentucky. We'll track the strong storms through the region. Let you know what follows those up here in just a moment.